Hi guys, and in today's video we are going to not be talking about Kundalini activation, but rather the Kundalini awakening process. Activation of Kundalini gets confused with pranic energies, energy bodies, brands sell it as though it was Kundalini awakening, and it's not. So let's actually discuss Kundalini awakening here. So we have 5 stages in Kundalini Awakening. Unfortunately, most places will only teach you the first 3 because they only know the first 3. They've only ever experienced the first 3. So if they teach you only the first 3, that's telling you something. So, stage 1, obviously, awakening begins. This feels like sort of you're awakening a giant inside you. It feels as though you arrive home within your skin for the first time. Yes, and we can feel an energy at the base of our spine, because that's what we're told, that Kundalini is at the base of our spine. Okay, possibly. The other place we can feel it is in our heads. We're going to go more into detail about that later in the course, but let's keep going. So you could start to feel energy pulsing through your body, through your spine, up your sushumna, through your hands, through your legs, through your feet. It could be electric, it could be magnetic, it could be a warm feeling, cold feeling, or sort of like even like pins and needles. Just as the meridians are waking up, all the channels are waking up. It could lead to spontaneous jerks, physical movements, spontaneous mudras, spontaneous pranayamas. Started to mention these already. And so when you connect through Kundalini activation sessions, don't be fooled into thinking you've awakened your Kundalini. You've activated your Kundalini and you are activating the first stage on the path. Someone a facilitator who has only reached stage 2 or stage 3 will only be able to take you to stage 2 or stage 3. That doesn't mean to say you won't be able to surpass them. Of course you will with your own practice, but not by doing sessions with them. It'll have to be done during your own work or working by yourself whilst receiving the energy, but they won't have that knowledge for you. Other things that'll happen, emotions become more intense, both positive emotions and negative emotions. So you might find yourself sort of getting more upset, bursting into tears, almost for no reason. You might have states of love or bliss, perhaps just looking at a plant or the sunset, or you might burst into laughter. You might find things funny that were never funny to you before. You may start, if you don't remember your dreams, you may find you suddenly start to remember your dreams. You may also find you start to have lucid dreams, meaning you can control your dreams. A few people even start having astral projections, not to be confused with lucid dreaming. Astral projection, you literally leave your body. Lucid dreaming, you're dreaming within your head, controlling it. Dreams and astral projection are different things, despite what some people say on YouTube. They just don't know what they're talking about. You might find yourself, in fact, you probably will find yourself yearning for more, wanting to take this further. You suddenly discover something, no matter what age you are, and you're suddenly like, I want to know more. This feels like home. And that's why so many people that go to activation, they want to take courses. Many of you who are watching this video now will know exactly what I'm talking about. Also, you will start to find roadblocks. You will find resistances. You'll find your ego fighting with the energy, which can cause stress, anxiety, tension. So be aware of this, be ready to release it. We go into shadow work, somatic release later in the course. It's a very useful, important part of this. Stage 2. You could call this, very popular social media word right now, ascension. Or just rising of the Kundalini energy. Again, be careful with this. Kundalini energy does not rise. Just as the electron from the power station doesn't travel down the copper wire. It's stimulation, it's fields, it's far more complex like that. But it will feel like it's rising. Just like lightning that shoots down and hits the earth. When it hits the earth, it lights up. And you can feel that lighting up of the energy. So when we get to stage 2, when we get to this ascension or this rising of the energy, you could feel this energy rising up your spine. And yes, it can feel the movements, can feel side to side, front to back, like a wave, or how a snake moves. And now we understand why Kundalini is called a coiled snake. It's why it's called snake power. Because at the second stage, it's how it moves. Snake or waves, doesn't matter. Snakes seem to have been coined and stuck. And it's a very graceful move. It's not the jerks of stage 1. So if you go to Kundalini Activation and you're jerking and mad, and that's stage 1. When everything's smooth and calm and flowing, that's when we get to stage 2. So your consciousness may take on new forms. You may have visions, you may have inner illuminations. Literally, a light bulb goes on in your head, that is your pineal gland activating. You can start to have profound insights into some of life's mysteries. You may have a feeling of unity with everyone or the universe. And feel as though, careful here, you are transcending the boundaries of ego. Unfortunately, again, many people who go through this never get past stage 2 or stage 3. They feel this unity. They feel as though they've transcended ego. And then you'll see them making people move as much as they possibly can in activation sessions. I'm talking about facilitators who do this. And it's all about making the people move, because at the end of the day, that is spiritual ego. Because it's, aren't I cool? I can make these people move. Very obvious telltale sign. When you see these people, stay away from them. The ones that have to make you move. Because stage 1 is that hard shaking. Stage 2 becomes more smooth. If they're all about the movement, they're going to overstimulate your system and make you jerk and etc. more than you need to. This should be a calm process. Of course, if you go to a extremely powerful chi master or guru, one little touch and it can send you into those shocks. They just have so much power that happens. But it'll happen once. And it's not they're trying to do it, and they're not trying to encourage the energy to do that. It's just they touch it and you go. That's very different. Be careful. These people, they feel the oneness, they feel the unity, New Age syndrome, and then they're blind to it. It's all spiritual ego. And yes, here Your intuition will start to expand. You may start to have psychic abilities, also known as siddhis, foresight, hearing voices, connecting to spiritual guides, connecting to past loved ones. Again, this is still stage 2. And you can just have general moments of bliss, spiritual ecstasy, deep inner peace, whatever you want to call it. This stage is fun, exhilarating. It can, of course, going back, unresolved issues, unresolved traumas, they will bubble to the surface even more than in stage 1. You will have to deal with these ups and downs, and unfortunately, again, you'll find these practitioners who claim all love and light, etc., but then when they're by themselves, they hide it away. They're actually fighting and trying to push down this deep-rooted depression, which you have to be very skilled to be able to see, because some of them hide extremely well. Obviously, when I say these things, I'm not talking everybody. I just have seen lots of cases of this, especially with certain brands. I'm naming no names. You just have to be careful of these things. Do your homework. That's why you're here, hopefully, because possibly you've seen these things and you don't like these things either, and you want to do something about it, and you want to follow the full process. You're ready to follow the full process. Stage 3. For most people, they will be told this is the final stage. It's even known as integration. It's where the Kundalini energy merges in the head, your crown chakra, sort of. It's where you have deep inner peace. You get sort of crystal clear wisdom. Careful with that. Obviously, your creativity will start or continue to increase. Your intuition, if you follow it, will continue to increase. You may have more compassion with people. You may gain more powers, psychic powers, more clairvoyance, clairaudience, blah, 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 blah. And you will become, or have a feeling of becoming, more aligned with yourself. Just don't be conned until you got rid of the ego. So for most places, that's where it stops, unfortunately. However, there are 2 more stages. As I said, the reason these aren't taught in most places is simply because the people teaching it don't know about them and they've never gone through them. They haven't reached the final stages. They've just gone on the technical stuff that's out there and sort of not go there. So, stage 4 is the awakening. Makes sense. So in stage 3, you reach the crown chakra. In stage 4, we could say on top of the crown chakra is this cosmic egg. Literally an egg. It's like a cork. When you smash this cosmic egg, when you pop open the cork like a champagne bottle, it will feel as though your consciousness is being sucked out of your body. So it's like a very, very violent astral projection, if you've had one of them, but it's literally coming out a bottle top at the top of your head. You are being sucked out of your body. Your consciousness is being sucked out of your body. If you're not ready for it, if you don't know it's coming, it can be a very scary feeling. Even if you are ready for it, it can be, oh my God, what's this? If you have any fear within you at this stage, it's not going to go well for you. This is why we have to do so much preparatory work on your ego, on your shadows, to conquer this fear. And it does lead to an out-of-body experience, a deep trance. This trance can last a couple of hours. It could last a week or 2. When this happens, yes, you do have basic functionality. You can go to the toilet, you can eat, you can sleep, but you can't be driving anywhere. You can't be doing long, complex things. You're at home, just chilling in the experience. Or perhaps you're in the experience and you go for a walk and you just meditate in the park all day. But you can't be going to work, you can't be driving, you can't be lifting heavy machinery, etc., etc. This is where it really takes commitment. When this happens, you will understand like the symbology of royalty, the crown, the scepter, I can't remember what it's called right now, the ball. Why they hold these things, why they wear the crown. You'll get it. You realize royalty aren't royalty because they don't get it, but you'll get what that symbolizes. You will understand. Now, I made a joke in a video talking about religious understanding that perhaps Kundalini energy is the Holy Spirit, but you will. If you've read the Bible, but you are open culturally to all cultures, you're not biased, you're not programmed, then you will get a clear understanding of what is meant by the Holy Spirit when this happens to you. It's that simple. Not a Christian thing, it's not a Hindu thing, not a Buddhist thing, not a Sikh thing. Be careful, be ready once you've hit stage 3. If you keep working, if you break this cosmic egg, what to expect. It is sort of like, oh my God, hold on for your life type of thing. It's a roller coaster ride. And it can literally feel like a roller coaster ride, but not of your body, of your consciousness being ripped out of your body. Then stage 5 is the realization. After the trance, after the step of being your consciousness being pulled out your body, you come back. This is when you realize you will have to rebalance everything. You'll have to rebalance your chakras because you've just gone boom. But yet here you haven't. So you're going to have to rebalance your chakras. You're going to have to rebalance your connection with the elements. Earth, air, fire, water. We'll go into that a bit later in the course, but you're going to have to rebalance those connections if you don't know what I'm talking about there. You'll have to rebalance your entire life. Your food habits, your eating habits, your likes, your dislikes can all change. You may find you just get this thing that you have to change your entire life. You might have to quit your job. You might have to change your whole style of life, your friends, your clothing. I mean, clothing isn't important, but you might just have this feeling that everything has to change. You might suddenly want to move. Just maybe you live in a city and just like, what the hell am I doing here? You will just realize the whole program. Talk about the matrix. You realize the matrix and you'll see it and you won't be able to stand it anymore. Finish taking the red pill, or you'll take the blue pill and say, that was a wonderful experience. Now I'm going to use my ego. I'm going to control this however I want. Now I have the power. That's all ego based. I'm going to keep living regular life and use this energy whenever I want. That will not definitely, but I have seen people who do this, have tried to do this. Normally it doesn't end well until they accept they've changed. There's sort of no going back. But self-denial is a strong thing. Ego is a strong thing. So there's like, no, I want to live in regular life. I'm just going to do this financially. Or I'm going to do this, whatever. But quite a few people like that. Some have realized they've got past it. Others haven't. It's even doing this has even affected some of them, their physical health, because it overpowers. Like one of the things that happens here, it can put a hell of a lot of strain on your liver, on your adrenal glands doing this. And so you can start putting on weight. You can suddenly lose your hair. or your hair can turn grey, you can lose muscle mass, lots of things, physical side effects that if you don't accept this and don't follow through, that's why we have to be committed if we want to go. You will also, once you've done this, you will have a realization of so much. This is when we can, if you look at the teachings, if you want a label, if you need a label, then you might not be there and you might still have some ego to work on. As I wrote in the description of the video, if you call yourself cool, you're not cool. It's a little perspective joke, irony. But you could technically have the label of Siddha. Siddha has double meaning, as most things. One means having attained a siddhi, psychic abilities are siddhis. Shaktipat technically is a siddhi, so you could call yourself a siddha. But the other one is that you have this understanding, this mystical realization, you see it. You are awakened. That is a siddha. Which could also be translated to guru. Yeah, well, won't go further with that one. Some people like the name guru, others don't like the name guru. Others see it as an ego thing. But at the end of the day, a label is a label. If you need a label, then you're not fully there. So the 5 stages, as I said, most people only ever get to stage 3, unfortunately, because the trainings are not, they don't take you through, because the people doing the trainings can't take you through those other stages. And then others, because they haven't taken the red pill, they deny stage 4 and 5. Thus, they can only get you to the end of where you get offered the blue pill or the red pill. These are the 5 stages of awakening. Okay, we can break them down more and more and more, but basically that's what they are.